Greetings. Something a bit different today. I'm just going to show you my haul from last Saturday's Brisbane Record Fair. So no unboxing as such, but I suppose unveiling. So I got some pretty good bargains, I think. Some different prices, but mostly some pretty cheap records, which is refreshing. So I'll kick off. I got some from some different vendors at the Brisbane Record Fair. I got two from this one guy. The first one is actually a replacement copy of an awesome album. Well, I reckon it's an awesome album, classic album. I've had a copy, and it's for ages, but it's not been that great, being crackly. So I took a punt on a $10 replacement, which is Roberta Flack's First Take. Now, it used to be quite widespread to be able to get this, but this is a really good condition. I played it. It's great. It was worth the $10. Absolutely worth the $10 because it's very clear. Bass is really clear. Everything, vocals, you don't get distracted by any crackles and stuff. So I have been after a replacement copy for a while, and my limit was actually $10 if I was ever to get one, and my aim was to get a really decent copy. I wasn't going to settle for anything less, obviously, for a replacement. But anyway, I thought that was, for me, that was worth it because I played it and it was great. Really happy with that. From the same guy, I got this nice, I think, a bargain in a way. It's a really good record. Cannibal Adderley Sextet, Planet Earth. I think it's like 1969 or something. Oh yeah, there we go. He's even written it there. So it's good that it's a bit later. It was only $15 US press, and again, it's in really, really good condition on Riverside. So it's nice to have a Riverside record, and it's even got Yusef Lateef and Nat Adderley, his brother, Cannibal Adderley's brother, Joe Zornell as well, and Sam Joe's Louis Hayes, always really reliable. And I was really impressed with that. Listen, it's really good. So for $15, really stoked with that one. Nice jazz record. Then I went to vendor Barry, who we always buy from. I'll try to buy from. He has great records, and his records are always in great condition. And he's a really good bloke. He won't do you no wrong. And I picked up a bit of a gamble, one that's been not really on my radar that much, but it's been there because it's a CTI record. I had played it before. I know it's not the best record in the world, but $15 for Fuse One. I think it's like 1981. Now the lineup is just stellar. Look, it's on CTI #1. I love collecting CTI, and this is a record that's got an awesome lineup, but it should be better. The lineup, because of the lineup, the record should be better, but it's got that, a bit of late 70s, early 80s sheen to it. That's the thing. Really well recorded. The record sounds great. Oh, by the way, it's a Japanese pressing. Just coincidentally, it's a Japanese pressing 15. It does have that foxing. If you can see that, it's not dirt, but it's got that foxing that you classically get, even on the back with the blue. I don't think you can see through. And it's even a gatefold, which again, you don't often always get with Japanese pressings. So that was nice too, I suppose. Not that I was after it because it was Japanese. But with these usual suspects, excuse me, their quality, and you can tell, like, the playing's quality. It's just the songs aren't the best. It's a decent listen, and really, really well recorded, and the pressing sounds great. That's all good. The price was only $15. Oh, actually, no, I tell you a lie. He knocked it down to $12. I didn't even try because I bought a CD and So it sort of knocked down to $12, which was even better. So yeah, that's more one for the collection, to be honest. Yeah, and then also, though, I got a bit of a turn up from Barry I didn't expect. And this is probably one of the most expensive I paid, the second most expensive I paid on Saturday. Really stoked to get this because I passed this up on Dusty Groove the other day. A reissue actually would have cost me more. This is a reissue too, but it's in really great condition. Really happy with this. It sounds fantastic. The pressing is great. It's present. It's strong. It's clean. It's Dr. John, the Night Tripper's Gree, his first LP from the late 60s. $30. Yeah, it's a reissue, but it's like great. The other good thing is, I'll be honest, I wanted to get a stereo copy because I wanted to hear it in stereo. I've heard it in mono, sort of. And the copy I was actually looking at a couple of weeks ago was in mono, like the original. But for some reason, because I knew it was a bit, very kind of trippy and weird, this LP, I actually wanted to hear what it would be like in stereo. So it worked out really well because I didn't buy the other one. And this is, it's not the real thing, but it's really, really strong mastering. Well, sounds great. I had a great time listening to it. I went to this other guy, and he had a couple of boxes. Odd. Yeah, he just had a couple of crates just behind Barry, and I got a bit of a deal from this guy. I've been after, sort of semi-after this Jethro Tull second LP stand up. That's Australian pressing. It doesn't. The other one has like a special popping standing up cover. This cover is fantastic though. The artwork is just awesome. I love it. It's actually I think like a lino cut print sort of, or wood cut print image. It's their second album from 1969, so it's late 60s, but early in their career. But with their second guitarist, because I really enjoyed their first album I got a while ago, but he had $10 on it, which is really reasonable. He did even tell me it's got a bit of surface noise. Yeah, not a lot when I listen to it. And it's in the standard cover, but that's okay. You get your bluesy sort of rock. You get this one particularly gets sort of almost like English folk influences in it, mixed in with that. He's got his flute thing happening. There's a lot of different stuff, but I really enjoyed this one too. It's got a bit of different stuff. It's really dynamic drumming stuff in some parts. But the thing is, he had $10 on it. You could probably see I've written 5 on there. Well, because he kind of did me a bundle deal talking about this sort of music, and he said, I've got this other record, you might like it. No one's probably going to buy it. So not great condition. He sort of said, you can have it if you buy that one. So the other one was $5, so I'm going to just say, look, I paid 5 for that one, 5 for this one, which is 10 years after his fourth album. The cover's a bit rough, but he said to me, look, it looks a bit rough, but it actually plays okay, and he was right. It plays fine. Like, you look at him, wouldn't think so. And again, I really enjoyed this sort of bluesy rock stuff. Again, that late 60s vibe and guitar stuff. Lots of dynamic stuff. Again, a little bit different stuff. I thought this was a solid listen, actually, and really enjoyed it. So even though it could have been free, I sort of went, well, that's worth $5 easily. Had some damage with the, not that I'm complaining because it was, it's basically free and stuff, but I actually just fixed it because it had some seam splitting, like the whole cover split, but it's got this whole, they've dedicated this whole middle to that gatefold, so that's pretty kooky. But yeah, this was all split, so I've just done a little bit of a fixed job on that. But the thing is, the vinyl's great. And I really dig that. It's that sort of late 60s rocky sort of bluesy vibe and thing. And dare I say, it's quite underrated, to be honest, with Alvin Lee. I went to this other one I used to call the street people because they were always on the street, the ones at the front on the street. Now this guy was changing tact for once. He usually has pretty overpriced stuff. we bought a couple of things over the time. But his stuff is usually pretty overpriced, to be honest, and I rarely buy from him, only if I get a bargain. And I tell you what, he was selling a lot of records for $5. He was trying to get rid of them. And I think the thing is, he just came back from Japan. And he was on a Japan trip, and he had all these Japanese records that he was trying to sell for way more, trying to do the profit thing. Good luck to him, because then he was getting rid of other ones that were, ones I would have passed up for the prices he had. And you'll see the original prices, because it's quite spooky. The prices he had on some stuff, but then I snapped up $5 each. So I'll get through these, because I got, technically 7 records, because one's a double LP, which is this one. This is double LP in great condition, which is Montrose Summit, a CBS. It's almost like a Columbia CBS All-Stars, almost like a CTI All-Stars from the years before. And again, a lot of them are other people who were on CTI and doing stuff on that earlier anyway, and then jumped ship in the mid-ish 70s to Columbia or whatever, CBS. As you can see the lineup of people, not all of them from CTI, some of them are old school, like Dexter Gordon and Woody Shaw and Maynard Ferguson, who's they're on the label. But we've got these other cool cats on there. Look, Bob James there, obviously. He jumped ship and made Tappan Zee Records, which was like the subsidiary jazz sort of label he got to champion. Got George Duke, who wasn't from CTI, but hey, awesome. Look, Billy Cobham was in now on CTI Records. Ralph McDonald and on Cooparoo and stuff. We've got Bobby Humphrey, who was on originally on Blue Note there, and went over. Alfonso Johnson on lots of cool stuff. Eric Gow was on CTI stuff. So, it reads like that kind of thing, and obviously a Montreux Live thing, but it sounds really like the sound is great. It's 2 LP, so bargains. So it's $5, so like $2.50 a record. Long jams as such, but they're still like, I wouldn't say they're not loose jams. They were structured as such, you can tell, but sort of long songs in a way. But yeah, not too bad, yes, there's a bit of that Maynard Ferguson sort of shrilly shelf stuff, but there's actually some good stuff with Billy Cobham laying it down. They do a version of Infant Eyes. Wayne Shorter, I'm pretty sure that's the Wayne Shorter one. And it's in this, I'll just crack open the gatefold. But this record is in awesome condition, like it's been played maybe once, if that, I reckon. It was dusty. I could do with a really, really good clean. I didn't give it one. It played through. It's got some nice liner notes there, a bit talking up stuff, but there's some, $5 for quality musos. Jazz guys, and with a great condition. I'm going to pass that up. Another one, not essential, but CTI. I've been passing it for years because I know it's not the regular CTI thing. By the great Patty Austin, End of Rainbow, but it is more of a vocal one. She plays keys, but this is a vocal one. Yeah, look, it's not like it's a funky album, you wouldn't say. It's nice. There's some nice songs. I've just never been high on my radar because it's not as appealing to me. But $5, again, in really, really good condition. I think this is a later press, but it doesn't worry me because, as I said, this is more to just have for $5. I'm trying to remember the musos on, but again, because it's CTI, there's some other cool musos on there. Supporting cast with her. It's non-gatefold, I'm pretty sure this one, this pressing. But look, $5 to get a CTI that I hadn't had. Can't complain about that. Next, this one. So if you look, sorry, this is the other thing I didn't mention. The prices. This one he had originally, this one he had 25 on originally. This one he had 20 on. It for $5. This next one he had 25 on. So I should have mentioned this one I was doing. I just forgot. Got $5. Australian pressing of Herbie Mann's Glory of Love from think it was recorded late 67, maybe released 68, but it was late 67, but anyway. On A&M. The other one has a gatefold. This is not gatefold, it's stream pressing. The other one has the white background. In there, Herbie Mann on A&M. It's a little bit A&M, late 60s with that group. But that's actually, again, I had to listen. It's not the cleanest copy, but serviceable. Some nice covers on here, which weren't bad. Again, there's some nice players on this too, because it's got some Roy Ayers. Roy Ayers is on some tracks, I believe. Hubert Laws doubles on some flute on some tracks. We've got Benny Powell on some tracks. Eric Gale again turns up on here. Percussion Ray Barretto. Roland Hanna, I think, turns up on a track. And if you look, Ron Carter's all over this, except for, I think, one track, maybe, or a couple of tracks. He's on most of them. So, you can't scoff at that. Again, for $5 with some quality players. Some different stuff. Even I think this might be an original. That was a decent song. It's a little bit sort of funkier in a way. So, and there's only one sort of different song. There's a bit more, almost big bandy sort of bossa nova-ish in a way, which is that one. You can probably tell from the title that I won't try to pronounce. But again, $5. It's usually a lot more in here. Bloody, what was it, 25 on it. Which, got another Herbie Mann, but this one a bit later. Again, it's been in my sort of list of maybes. It's because, again, it's a decent album. Again, not essential. I don't think Glory Revival's essential either. See, a lot of these aren't essential, but hey, there's some nice enough stuff. Again, for $5. Turtle Bay. I won't pull out. There's an insert in there. And then there's also this little booklet insert. So get a couple of little extra things inside. I think this is about 73 or something like that. So a couple of years later, about 5 years later. But it does have a cover of Sly and the Family Stone's Family Affair there, which is pretty cool. And some wild guitar and stuff on there. It's got a cover of Reverend Lee that Eugene McDaniels wrote, that Roberta Flack recorded. It's on her second album, I'm pretty sure. So that's pretty cool, And I mean, look, it's got to do it again. A lot of people did, Steely Dan, whatever. But it's a decent cover. One or two other okay ones. So $5. Next, this one, again, I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't $5. Knew of it. I knew it wasn't going to be this band's best album. But for $5 and the awesome conditions in, I went for it. BT Express's Function at the Junction. I think it's about 1977. Sort of a bit faster funk, sort of club funk / bit disco-fied in places. Well, it's done well, and it's not horrible. It's just not as good as their first album. And they, you can even tell by the way they're dressed, are a little bit more slick here, getting a bit more sophisticated. There are a couple of slower tracks I didn't expect, and some of them are okay. It's that late 70s thing. So there is a little bit of variety. I thought it was going to be more four to the floor, go for it, sort of disco funk. And there's a little bit of that, but it's a bit of different stuff. A little bit of cringy stuff too, but $5. And again, in really, really good condition, like it's never being played. Maybe there's a reason for that. We won't go into. Lastly, from this vendor for the $5, having a bit of fun through there. I probably should have gone earlier. There would have been more because I went a bit later, but I did buy this. I've always passed this up for obvious reasons, but for $5, I went for it. And again, it's in really good condition. I went for Bob James 12, which is 1984, I think. So I was very suspicious of the 80s sound. The cover is horrendous. Sorry, Bob. Cover's horrendous. $5 though. Look again. Oh, sorry. The BT Express is down for 15. To be honest, I mean, this one should be the one that's probably more than something else. It was down from 20. I mean, Bob James 4, 1984, 20. No way. The cover's quite, what would you say? I'm not sure what I said. Sorry. But anyway, it's not what you expect. This does have that 80s sheen. It does, unfortunately. I think the thing that is wrong is there's drum machines, and you can tell. That firstly probably kills it a bit. I mean, it suits it in a way. It's very precise of sounding, but again, there's this potential in some of the songs. It's not totally horrible. Some of it's a little bit on the nose in a way, but you can hear the potential because it's Bob James doing some stuff. So he's always trying something new, and there's some 80s sounds that probably aren't as palatable as 70 sounds. If it was done more 70 sound with the live drummer, I reckon some of it could have been better, because even some of the bass, and unfortunately you'll see that the bass player they have is flipping awesome, and it gets a bit overshadowed. It's Gary King is on bass, so you think like, oh yeah, but some of it doesn't sound like live bass. And it says here, drums by Yogi Horton. Well, I think the drums are programmed drums by Yogi Horton. It doesn't say it. There's some other new cats on there too, apparently. And look, some of the horn stuff's okay. There's times when he plays some synth horns, which is like, yeah, no, why'd you do that when you got these awesome horn players and they actually play some decent horns? One of the better songs is the last one, which actually doesn't really have drums in that, but it sounds a bit more organic jazz in a way, a little bit more. There's some quirky sounds here and there. So yeah, look, it's not the sort of thing I'd be playing much, to be honest. And I would have preferred to hear some live drums, but $5 for the collection of Bob James. I'm sure is that a Tappan Zee record? I'm pretty sure it's a Tappan Zee on CBS or CBS Columbia. There you go, trademark of Tappan Zee, 1984. Yeah. But again, totally, honestly, not essential. Just not. If it wasn't $5, it wouldn't have happened at all. Next I went to this other guy, I forget what his name is, on his receipts and stuff, but I actually got a pretty good bundle from him. Not as good as $5 each, but I did all right, and I tried some different stuff. First one I got that's a bit different. I knew it was considered a bit of a classic album, so breaking away from sort of jazz and funk and stuff here. It's Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young's Deja Vu from I think about 1971 or something like that. So a big departure. I don't mind, again, some older stuff. This has got some nice sort of 60s vibe in here with their harmonies, which I knew would be great. There's some sort of different stuff. There's some sort of blues injected stuff, a little bit of country, but not too much. I'm not a big fan of it, but they sort of infuse it in here with some almost a little bit of the folky almost sound and rock and stuff. There's some different stuff in here, and I really, really actually did dig this album. I must admit, I had an open mind. I sort of knew a couple of the songs, like Teach Your Children's on there. Our House is on there. Which knew of. I knew about the Woodstock song there, which was written by Joni Mitchell. She's got a version, and the play like different people, if you can see, are writing, wrote the different songs, so you get a bit of different flavour in there. But there is also some nice like rock edge with guitar, some nice guitar stuff happening, and I kind of dug this, to be honest. I think this is a gatefold as well. This one, now the prices aren't on this because he prices them not with prices on, he prices them with these little stickers and sections. And again, this is in a really quite great condition. Yeah, it played really, really well, which helped. It was $10, so $10, sorry. Which I was happy for. I wouldn't have paid over 10. Yeah, the front's got a little bit of speckling, but that's a textured. It's really hard to see. It's a bit of a textured cover, but it's actually really played nicely. Like, yeah, it was a nice, yeah. So for $10, really happy. This one I was actually after, because I saw it with this guy last time, and then saw he had it this time. So I was happy about that. And then when I bundled things together, he knocked it down to $10, which, yeah, I wasn't going to say no to, which was Rotor Connection's first LP. Rotor Connection for the late 60s. It's probably about 68, I think, or maybe, I'm guessing. It says on chest there, so that's cool. I think originally it's because this is an Australian pressing, but in the States, I think it's on Cadet, the subsidiary, where they tried some different stuff with Charles Stepney at the helm doing the kind of Baroque soul, or whatever you want to sort of try to categorize this as. Again, there's some covers on here done really different, with Minnie Riperton on, I believe. Yeah, it's what you'd expect of, Rotary Connection. Really tripping out sort of soul in a way, like it would really full on Baroque kind of singing, I suppose. Yeah, so stoked to get that for only $10. Didn't have to pay a lot. Australian pressing, but hey, and yeah, it came up pretty good. It's in stereo, a little bit cracky, but hey. Next, I got this for $10. It's probably the last Temptations album. Oh no, there's probably one more earlier one I'm going to get. This one's 1972, I'm going to guess. About 72. All Directions. Again, it's been on my list of maybes for a while. I didn't want to pay a lot. On Motown. Norman Whitfield's still at the helm. But this has actually got some really strong songs, as the Temptations go. $10. I think, yeah, this is Australian pressing as well, but again, plays really nicely. And the first side is a cracker. Funky music showing off turns you on. Run, Charlie, Run. It's a great song. Poppers on Rolling Stone, everyone knows. The second side gets a little bit lighter in places, but finishes off really strong with a cover of Isaac Hayes' Do Your Thing, which could be longer, really, but gets a bit funkier there, obviously. So the first side's a lot more funky. The second side, not so much until you get to the last song. But the others, they're not bad, And it's got a cover of First Time I Ever Saw Your Face, which is not that different to the Roberta Flack one, to be honest. Just with a falsetto-y male voice, or a high male voice. But again, yeah, look, I'm happy for $10. It's really, again, it's a really good pressing. Happy with that. Next, BTI. This is a replacement copy, because my other copy is a pile of poo. I got a copy years ago when I went to New Zealand with my family, found it in some record store. It was a crap copy. I bought it. It's full of cracks and crackles and pops, I should say. But this one is a really cracking Australian pressing, and the other one wasn't even gatefold. This one is gatefold. So you get the gatefold experience in this one. The vinyl is great. It sounds so much better. And this is, if you're going to get a BT Express album, this is the one to get. Again, it gets a little bit near the sort of proto-disco, but still got some really nice funky elements, to be honest. Mostly, yeah, there's a little bit of hit and miss, but, and you can even see with the image there, they're a lot more street on this one than 2 years later, 2 or 3 years later. On the next one, this is like about 1974 or 75, I believe. I'm just trying to check down here. Does it even say? I can't even see, sorry. But yeah, it's a couple of years early in the war. But no, I'm glad to get a nice copy, not to pay too much, $10. Again, really clean. So actually, I was really, really happy to get that, to be honest. And last one this guy got was a record I've kind of been after for a while. It's always been in my head. I've always seen it and passed it up because I wanted to get the right price. Because it's not high on my list, but I got this is a 2LP anthology of the Easy Beats, 1965 to 69. Again, mostly in really good condition. He's even said that there's vinyl mark, slight noise in the first one. Yeah, it's only slight. It's pretty damn good. 2LP, crap load of tracks. It includes a booklet. I won't open it at the moment, but there's the booklet's all intact and looking fine. It's sort of attached. And if you see there, I mean, you can see how many songs, some of them are quite quick. Look, again, a bit hit and miss. Some of the crackers that are the known songs, some really good, less known songs. Others, you know, where they're trying to find their feet and trying to find like a hit or something. Look, a cracking early Australian band who deserve credit. And yeah, it's fun. I had to listen to all of it. Quite a fun listen. That was $30. I did pay a little bit, but that I've seen usually 35, $40 of this. I've never seen for 30 in that condition. So yep, I'll get it this time. Then I went to Marco, Sacred Crates. Didn't have a lot this time I wanted. He did have one, just a knockoff. This is Slave Showtime from 1981, I think I'll say. Wait, 81. This will probably be the last Slave one I get sort of complete from their first album to this time. I'm not going to probably get any of theirs after it because they start to get a little bit too 80s for me. This one a little bit 80s, but still some strong bass. Very much so. The bass is really cool. Again, a bit ballady in places, a bit sort of getting 80s funky, sort of, you know, cleaned up funky. But again, there's enough value in that for 15. I'm sort of going to give Slave a rest now. I think I was pushing it with this one. But again, I had to listen. Nice enough copy. And lastly, this is one I spent the most on. Here's a reissue. I got this from Vinny's Records. Right at the end, I am hard to pay the $40. Jack McDuff's Sophisticated Funk, I think from 1976. I think he's playing with a young band here, or members from a young band, mostly from what's the band called? I think I just forgot their name. Is it Brother to Brother? Might be Brother to Brother, yeah. Who had a couple of records at the time. The most dodgy, awesome cover in a way. But this is pretty damn cool. Okay, so even at 76, you think, oh, it's going to get a bit too twee and disco. No, but this is pretty cool. You know, I've been after it for a while, so yeah, I paid the 40. But it is in really good condition. It does say near mint minus. It's almost like a new reissue, so that's cool. But anyway, so that's about 18 LPs, 20 if you count the two doubles. All right. See you later.